I'll give you three. One was when I was at iVest, and we were going to, we had to launch new tariffs, but it didn't affect the old tariffs. And we left all our existing customers on the old tariffs, but if we'd moved them all onto the new tariffs automatically, they would have saved some money. But we internally rationalized this as, these are new tariffs. If they want to move, they just phone us and we'll move them, but we didn't tell them, you know. And that is just lying. And you know, you think you're fooling people, but you're not fooling people. We lost a lot of trust that way. Little lesson over there, never lie to anybody. Second thing is when I had to kind of decide between my family and my work. And choosing family, I mean, the golden rule for success in life, for me at least, is the only reason I'm here. I've got a happy marriage and I've got great kids, but I wouldn't have any of that if I didn't have a happy marriage. And if you get too carried away on all the work stuff, you'll damage your marriage, and in the end, everything will fail because your marriage is damaged. It's counterintuitive, but it all starts at home. I've got a dream. That's not money. Not to say that I did any of the others for money. I just don't think I had a dream for the others. I just think I just fell into those things. But when you find that thing, when it finally falls on you, like bringing internet to everybody, then you'll find you can get over every obstacle you ever come across. Because money can only get you so far. But when you're chasing a dream, you'll find that there's not much that can hold you back. I work until 6 in the evening, and then I switch off my phone and I don't look at my email. I do that Monday to Saturday. And Sundays are off limits. That creates structure for me, which frees me up to focus completely on work. I'm never multitasking between family and work. I've got my family time, and that remains solid and safe. And I've got my work time, and people know those rules. Second thing that really works for me is, well, that I need to work on quite a lot, is communication. It's so arbitrary, but the truth is, a company, by definition, is a group of people. That's what a company is, like a company of the Knights of the Round Table. And groups of people can't work together unless information is flowing. And to run the show, you need to be able to make, you're the information, so you need to ensure the feedback loops are moving and all of that stuff. And then the last habit is to stop thinking about what to do and rather start thinking about how to change the environment. So instead of me thinking, okay, how do I get people to stop sending lots of emails? Like you get these types of people that send emails, just they assume that everybody likes receiving 1,000 emails a day in the company. I print out a list every week of the people who, if everyone in the company ranked from people who send the most email to the people who send the least email. And I stick it on the wall next to the coffee machine. And what that does is it creates awareness. So people look at that and they go, ooh, and then the system self-regulates. Rather than, you go to the guy and you say, please stop sending emails. I rather think, change the environment. How do you change the picture so that the behavior changes within it, rather than you try to push and prod people? Well, I got lucky and unlucky with my very first business because it was a great success. And I thought to myself, oh, this is easy, So I might have overestimated my own competence and underestimated the amount of luck that goes into those types of things. And we've had a few failures along the way since then. I don't buy the fact that failure is a good thing. And I don't buy the fact that you should not be afraid of failure. I think you can't help but fail, be afraid to fail. I think it's in you, unless you just happen to be the one gene that got through the last 10,000 years of evolution of not being afraid of the lion, and then the lion ate you, somehow, you survived that, then it's impossible. So how do I deal with it? I think about it. I just go, okay, I'm aware. I have a fear of failure right here. What is a fear of failure? It boils down to being afraid of what people think. There's also a bit of a fear that I can't send my kids to school if this doesn't work out and all that. But it does boil down to what people think. The best way to deal with these types of things is you shine a light on it. And then it kind of hides away, It thrives in a dark room. When you pretend it's not there, it thrives. But when you switch on the lights, like the fear kind of hides away in a little corner. It's still there, but it's much less powerful. I think everybody should have children early, quickly. You should get married quickly because, if I wouldn't be here if I hadn't got married quite young at 25. I didn't really know what I was doing. And if you think starting a business is risky, wait until you get married. You don't really know what you're getting yourself into. But luckily I married my soulmate, and she turned out to be the best girl in the entire world. And she paid the bills for the first few years. If I hadn't had that, I wouldn't have had that business. She was my emotional support for all of those years. She's the girl in the savannah, back-to-back, child between your legs, fighting off the saber-toothed tiger, That's your partner. That's your first partner. That was my first partner. Having children, that changed my frame for everything. because there are a lot of ethical questions that come along in business. Like, should we do gambling? Should we allow adult content for adults? You know, should you you cross these little lines, you know, like it's such a little line, and there's this big pot of gold at the end of that, you know, track, and you're like, since I've had kids, it's been simple. My life has been very simple to decide what's right and what's wrong, because I now think about what I can tell my kids about. Three things. When I was young, I was in too much, still I'm young, but when I was really young, I was in too much of a rush. I wouldn't panic, you know, don't panic. There's a lot of time left, you know. Second thing is, a lot of what I did up until I was 25, if I hadn't done that stuff, I wouldn't have been able to start my first business. So I think there's a lot of grounding that needs to, like CA, I did chartered accounting. I should not have done that naturally, but I did it. It's formed a rock of what I've done since then. And then just remember that businesses don't make money. Finance people think that businesses make money. Businesses don't make money. Businesses make things, like shoes. And then the byproduct of the shoes is money. If you think businesses make money and that's why you're trying to start a business, you're on the road to disaster, or Wall Street, which is unhappiness. If you want to be happy, try to make something. And don't worry about the money so much. The money comes, but no one should be starting a business on the basis of trying to get rich.